Hi guys, Aceface back with another video for you, and as you can see from the title, I'm going to tell you today how good Space Marines are now. And I mean good as in fun and well done GW. For those of you who watched my Elder rant a few months ago, quite a few people did, and I basically went over how much I disliked the new Elder Codex. And that's still the case, very much so. It's pretty much lived up to exactly what I thought it would be, which is ridiculously overpowered, particularly with certain builds. But I mean, it's beatable. It's there's some other, you know, as I'll go on to. Doesn't stand out there on its own. So you know, the balance has definitely sort of it's being restored. So it's definitely not the end of the world. But obviously since then we've had sort of a number of different releases, and sort of things have settled down, I suppose. And I mean, notably the Necron Codex, which came just before, has kind of settled down and has bedded in, and I think we're realising just how powerful that is. It's extremely hard to deal with. Massively resilient and hugely frustrating to play because you just cannot kill them. It's a really challenging army to play at the moment, very difficult, and they are in fact an awesome counter for Elder, because what Necrons have is they just have the kind of the boring bodies and mass resiliency to deal with that pinpoint destruction that Elder bring. So they're a great counter for it. So you know, you could say, you know, that's balance in itself. But what I wanted to talk to you today was about Space Marines. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this video to you, and I don't really normally speak particularly about Space Marines, but I had my first game against a battle company yesterday, and I really enjoyed it. So I wanted to kind of just really kind of get my thoughts to you guys, because yeah, I was kind of blown away, to be honest. It was one of the most enjoyable games I've played for a long time. So yeah, so I wanted to kind of talk to you about it. Now, obviously the Space Marine Codex has been around a while, so this is not new news to anybody. But the battle company, for people that aren't aware, is basically two sort of huge formations, which aren't actually formations. They're two sets of formations. So they set out what you have to take. You've got options, but they're two sort of groupings of formations that you then have. You duplicate them, and if you duplicate them, you then get all your troop transports for free. So you can take phenomenal amount of either drop pods or rhinos or razorbacks. You have to pay for their upgrades, you know, if you put on them, but they in themselves are free, which means that, you know, it really promotes the use of those troop transports. And this is the thing I love about it so much. It encourages players to play to the fluff. Wow. And that's so cool. So you, as a Space Marine player, you can build an army, and you want to build an army that's competitive, but actually this, using a battle company, means that you're building an army that's to the fluff. You've got loads of tactical marines, you've got, you know, just a couple of characters, you've got like potentially your scouts or your elitist parts, you've got every factor of, if you were going to write a story of how an army would go out, it fits perfectly with that if you decide to go for a battle company. And by having a battle company, you get, obviously, all those transports are free. You're getting more or less everything's objective secure, which is phenomenal. And it's great. It's so good from a competitive point of view, I mean, I lost the game. I played a pretty standard Tyranid list, which generally does pretty well. There's a few things I did wrong, and you know, and I probably underestimated what I was coming against. But the reason why it was so fun is you can kill so much of this battle company because it's not massively resilient, and it's just lots and lots of transports and lots of tactical marines. So to kill stuff is dead easy. The problem is there's so much of it. So when you're in the opponent, unlike when you're playing something that's like a Death Star, it's like Grey Knights, or you know, or if you're playing like Necrons and you just can't get rid of them. Unlike that, because it's so cool thing about this is everything's really quite easy to kill. So you're just killing tons of stuff. So as the opponent, it's good fun because you might not be winning the game, but you're killing loads, and actually you get to roll loads of dice, seeing stuff removed off the table. It's a great feeling, and it's so fun to play. But yet it's extremely powerful because it's very difficult with any list to kill enough of those troop transports to take those objectives, particularly in Maelstrom games. It's so good. It's so good. And you can play it very much with the different chapter tactics, so with the different chapters, just to kind of fluff it up for them. So yeah, I absolutely love it, and I would heavily recommend, if you're considering, you know, a new army, and you don't mind painting loads of Space Marines, which would be probably my biggest issue because I'm not a great lover of painting tons of Space Marines, but I'd say have a look at it, guys. It's not going to be the cheapest financially to buy because you're going to have to buy either loads of Razorbacks, loads of Rhinos, loads of drop pods. But actually on the table it's amazingly fun to play and amazingly fun to play against. And the good thing is, if you're playing it, there's a good chance you're going to be beating people, but they're probably going to have a good fun game, which ultimately is what we kind of all want. So yeah, so that's kind of a little bit of just a chin wag and a little bit of a chat about the new Space Marine Codex, and particularly the Battle Company. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.